Hey there, you glorious bunch of internet wanderers. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a laughter marathon that'll leave you gasping for air and wondering if your abs are secretly doing a workout. Welcome to the sideshow of hilarity, where we're dishing out more laughs than a clown on a caffeine binge. Let's talk about adulthood, shall we? Remember when we were kids, and we couldn't wait to grow up and have all the freedom? Yeah, well, turns out adulthood is just trying to figure out which insurance plan won't bankrupt you before you're old enough to retire and live on a diet of canned soup and instant noodles. And speaking of retirement, can we talk about the gym for a second? It's like a place where we pay to lift heavy objects and do exercises that make us question our life choices. Oh, I thought I was signing up for an early retirement plan, but it turns out I'm lifting weights that are heavier than my student loan debt. Now, let's discuss technology, the magic wand that simultaneously brings us closer and makes us want to throw our devices out the window. Remember when we used to write letters? Now we just send emojis and hope our friends can decipher our hieroglyphic language. Hey, I send you a dancing lady followed by a thumbs up. That means I'm excited for the party, right? Speaking of parties, have you ever noticed how people are always late? I mean, if there was a world record for arriving 15 minutes after the scheduled start time, we'd all be gold medalists. And don't even get me started on the friend who says, "I'm 5 minutes away," and then magically appears 30 minutes later. Were they traveling by horse and buggy? Now, let's address the fiasco known as public transportation. Buses are like a comedy show on wheels. You've got the person playing music so loud it's like they're auditioning for the next concert at Carnegie Hall. And then there's the person who's always snacking on something that smells like a mix of exotic spices and a zoo enclosure. And speaking of smells, let's talk about cooking. Cooking a meal is like starring in your own episode of a reality TV show. You start out with the best intentions, but somewhere along the way, you realize your pasta is overcooked, your sauce is underseasoned, and Gordon Ramsay is shaking his head in disappointment in your mind. Now, let's dive into the topic of relationships. You know you're in a long-term relationship when you can have entire conversations without saying a word. Hey, what do you want for dinner? You both look at each other, nod, and instantly know you're ordering pizza for the third time this week. And don't even get me started on weddings. Wedding planning is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. You've got to coordinate the flowers, the food, the seating arrangements, and somehow make sure your great Aunt Mabel isn't seated next to Uncle Bob, because the last time that happened, they didn't speak for a year. Now, before we wrap up, remember, folks, life is like a comedy sketch. It's unpredictable, sometimes awkward, but always worth the laugh. If you've cracked a smile wider than the Grand Canyon, hit that like button. And if you want more comedy content to light up your day like a disco ball at a dance party, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your fellow chuckle enthusiasts. Thanks for joining me on this laughter-infused journey. Until next time, keep finding joy in the absurdity of life and never forget to laugh at your own jokes, even if no one else does. Stay hilarious, my friends.